Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, first off, I want to do is to say Happy Father's Day to all of you guys out there that is part of the fam. And I want y'all to see what I got for Father's Day. And after I consume this, then we are going to have a little Father's Day conversation. So stay tuned and thank you for watching. And once again, Happy Father's Day. Okay, fam. Sunday morning, bright and early, June the 15th, better known as Father's Day for 2025. And once again, I just want to say to all the fathers that's a part of this channel, even to your fathers, Happy Father's Day. And I hope that this day has found you to live up to that role as a father. Because so many times in society, we find that households run rampant because there's no fathers in the house. It has been an ongoing trend that a lot of times as a man, we go out and we make them babies, but then we nowhere to be found to raise them babies, and they grow up raising themselves, and we have found that we have a crazy society to this day. But then there are those who took their responsibilities very serious, and they stood up in the household, and they were divorce of reasoning, they were divorce of strength, they were divorce of support to say, this is how this house is gonna be ran. And you found out that in a lot of those households, you seen children that grew up to be successful, that knew the purpose of responsibility, and they thrived in society. I can't talk about Father's Day today without first talking about my father. See if I can't get this up there. That's Built Daddy right there, y'all. Mr. James A. McLeod. But I want y'all to see this date here, if I can. June the 15th, 2010. 15 years ago today, my daddy passed. And I'm gonna try not to be emotional, but it was a very emotional day in my life, man. Cause my daddy was my everything. My daddy was my rock, man. My daddy was the one that taught me to be the man that I am. And one thing I can say, that the day that my daddy died, my daddy was proud of me. And it won't because I graduated Harvard. It won't because I made 6 figures on the job. And it won't because I have flew out of space. But it was because I was a man. And he lived long enough to see that I was a daddy, that I handled my business. I carry a gold jacket in fatherhood. That's the Hall of Fame. Don't get no better than that. Was I a perfect daddy? No. But I was a daddy that lived on principle. And to this day, I hear the stories how crazy I used to be. Not that I was crazy, but I was firm. I want my children friends until they was old enough to buy me stuff. As long as I was providing for you, as long as I had a roof over your head, as long as I was putting clothes on your back, I was your daddy. Whenever you got to the stage in life that you can call me and say, Daddy, I'm finna cash app you $150. Daddy, what size shirt you wear? Daddy, let me take you out to dinner. At that time, we become friends. Cause you was able to hold your own. I got a daughter in the military. She got about 4 more years before she retire, and she's 40 years old, and she says that, and she's a sergeant first class, and she said, Daddy, when I went through basic training, one of the reasons I was able to make it is because I was raised up with a drill sergeant. Because Daddy didn't play, Bill didn't play. Bill did not play because I didn't want children to grow up and the world eat them up. Understand? I was hard on my girls because the world is hard on them, and the world is unforgiving. And she said when the drill sergeant was all up in my face hollering, in the back of my mind I was laughing because I was used to it. Because you didn't play with us, Daddy. And she said, and I thank you. She said, Dad, I'm in debt to you for life, Daddy, for who you have been to me. And I said, no, baby, I'm in debt to you, because I knew what I was doing when I made you. Bill wasn't playing. I knew what I was doing. You didn't ask to be here. I bought you here. So you are my responsibility for life. I have another daughter that has 3 children, a single mama. Her choice, okay? I loved her through it all. Her oldest daughter graduating college this coming week. School of Journalism out in California. Her son graduated high school last year. He's a welder for Caterpillar. Went to an apprentice school in his 11th grade year, and when he graduated his 12th grade year, they offered him a job, and he been working that job for a year now. Her baby child graduated high school this year, this week. She did good as a single mom, but she had a daddy in her. She didn't play. Understand? So, Father's Day, man, a lot of times the fathers get a lot of slack. Today, you can go in any restaurant, anywhere you want to go. Ain't no lines, ain't no wait, ain't no crowds, because we don't be celebrated as we should, because for the most part, a lot of the men won't dare to be celebrated through the year. So what make the day that important? But I challenge y'all today, if you a father, make a difference in your children's life. Make a difference in the life of your house. Make a difference, man. Step up to the plate and knock that thing out the park. Because being a daddy is a big responsibility. And until you take it serious, some of you young cats that's watching my channel, man, that's out there slinging it, out there throwing it, out there whipping it. When you become a daddy, man, it's a whole different ball game. And if you can't step up to the plate, man, then you need to put it back in your pants. You need to hit a fishing pole. You need to go play with Legos. You need to leave the women alone. Because once you become a daddy, the game changes, man. And it's a lifetime responsibility that you got to be willing to do whatever it takes. My daughter told me, she said, Daddy, I do anything I can for you because I never forget the sacrifices that you made when we were small. I said, sacrifice? What sacrifice did I make? Everything I did, baby, was what I supposed to have done. It's no rule book to being a parent. You just got to get her done. You just got to do what's necessary. I said, it ain't a sacrifice. It was never a sacrifice. Everything I done was necessary for me to be the daddy that I am today. And I'm proud of what I am. Like I said, was I perfect? Nah, right now they tell the story. You know, when your children get grown, they tell the stories of how their parents was a trip when they was coming up. The stuff that they liked, the stuff that they didn't like. I hear some of the stories now, man. But it don't really matter because I was doing the best I could. I was doing all that I could. Did I get everything right? No, I didn't get everything right. But one thing about it, Daddy was there. I was not no absentee father. Believe that. And when I had to put that belt to that butt, Daddy did that. Believe it. And you look at my girls today, you look at what they become. So I didn't do too bad. Understand? I feel good. But a lot of that comes from my daddy, James A. McLeod, allowing me to grow up and become the man. He didn't shelter me. He allowed me to make mistakes. He challenged me. He showed me the example. Was my daddy perfect? No, my daddy wasn't perfect, but my daddy was good. And I appreciated him for that. And the day that he left this earth was a big void in my life, man. A big void. What you gonna leave when you gone? What difference have you made? Whose life have you affected? What have you done that people won't never forget? Been in trouble, been in jail, smoked dope, drunk liquor, had a fast car? How did you reach somebody? Did you touch somebody's heart? Did you change somebody's life? Did you make a difference in their life? And after my daddy passed, man, I was sitting in a ministry. I was sitting under a man of God that didn't play. My pastor didn't play, man. My pastor don't play to this day. He's straightforward, man. He cut and dry. He challenge your butt, man. He say things to you that make you think. And it's based off of the word. It's based off of his own life. It's based off of him being a daddy. You understand? I never forget when I was going to get married. Me and my wife dated 3.5 years. We changed our wedding date, man, 2 or 3 times. And I went to pastor because he was going to marry us. And when we changed the date, I had to go to him, let him know, that date is off, pastor. And he told me, he said, bro, that's a sign of maturity, that you know you ain't ready yet. He said that you ain't all caught up in the hoopla and you able to make the adjustments till you get that thing right. He said, but I got one question to ask you. You are gonna marry her, ain't you now? You ain't playing no games with her, is you? I said, no, sir. And he got this textbook way that he answer you to let you know that he ain't playing. He said, all right. I ain't want no mess out of you. You ain't gonna be one of these old spiritual gigolos up in the house of the Lord where you playing games with this woman. And me and my wife been married 32 years and he ain't never counseled us anymore. Cause I know I didn't want to go in for another counseling if I was in the wrong, cause it wasn't gonna be good. Brother Ronnie, can you meet me out at the church? 6 o'clock, bring your Bible. You in trouble, Bubba. You knew that. The man of God didn't play. And I've been married 32 years. And me and my wife is living a good life. All because there was a man in my life that when it came down to the spiritual side of my life, he didn't play. My daddy gave me a lot of the natural side, but my pastor, Pastor Ronald L. Diggs, Word of Life Tabernacle, 1801, Deep River Road, High Point, North Carolina. wordoflife.tv if you want to stream this morning. If you want to stream on Tuesday nights, 11 o'clock streaming, 7:30 streaming. That's 7:30 Wednesday, 11 o'clock Sunday. He handled the spiritual side of me, and he made me the man of God that y'all hear me. Y'all hear me talking about my God. It's all because of my father, my spiritual father. So men of God, men of this channel, my fans, step up this morning, man. Let it become a lifestyle that you can mentor somebody, that you can change somebody's life, that you can be a difference maker. Understand? Do that for yourself. When you dead and gone, be missed for what you brought to the table, not what you took from the table. All right? I mean, I know this seemed like a rant this morning, but I'm passionate about the Father thing. I'm passionate about the Father Day thing because I had some great fathers in my life. My daddy, James A. McLeod, my pastor, Ronald L. Diggs. You understand? So, why I am the way I am is because of who I've had in my life. So, happy Father's Day to all you guys out there. I hope you done something that makes somebody at least want to take you out to eat dinner today. If you can't get no dinner today, you ain't done nothing. A dinner is the least you can get. Understand? A dinner is the least you can get. If you can't get a dinner, think about what you done in life, which was probably nothing. Shame on you. But it ain't too late, man. You got time to redeem yourself. So, hey, this is your boy Bill saying happy Father's Day. Continue to watch the channel. Don't be mad because I told you the truth. Change. They said if the shoe fit, kick it off your feet. You don't want that shoe because it ain't a good shoe. You know, a lot of people say the shoe fit word. No, man. If I'm talking junk to you and that's the shoe and you fall and pray to everything that I said, kick that shoe off your foot. Don't walk around with it on. Be different. Be a man. Be a daddy. Happy Father's Day. It's Bill. Peace.